What's up, guys? I'm Remote Night Owl, and I hope you're all having a wonderful day. So today we're switching it up, and we are doing item breakdowns today, and today we are looking specifically at Wit's End. So let's jump right into it. So taking a look at the stats that this item grants, when you build it full, you have 50% attack speed, 50 magic resistance, and 5% bonus movement speed. And then it has a passive on it that reads as a unique passive. Basic attacks deal 15 to 80 magic damage based off of level, which is 1 to 18. And then it also reads, while below 50% health, heal for 33% of the effect's post-mitigation damage dealt, and it's increased to 100% for melee champions. So looking at the passive and sort of explaining how that all works, when you have a Wit's End fully built, as it says, you deal 15 to 80 bonus magic damage based off of level, so once again that's levels 1 to 18. And then while below 50% health, heal for 33% of the effect's post-mitigation damage if you're ranged, increase to 100% if you're melee. Now the post-mitigation, don't get confused about that, that simply means damage dealt by this item. So if you're ranged and you're level 18, below half health, you're going to deal 80 magic damage, and because we're rounding, your healing is going to be 27 flat health per hit, and then with melee champions, it's going to be 80 flat health per hit, because, again, it's increased to 100% since you're melee. Now, taking a look at what builds into Wit's End and how you should build this item first, what we see here is we see 2 daggers that build into a recurve bow. We see a null magic mantle that builds into a negatron cloak, and then we see a 3rd dagger attached to this. Now, if you're a champion that builds this 2nd or 3rd item earlier in the game, typically want to build more offensive. So it would be advantageous for you to build the recurve bow, because that deals 25 bonus damage by itself, plus 25% attack speed, as well as the 3rd dagger before the null magic mantle and the negatron cloak. However, if it's later in the game and you're building this item 4th or 5th, my recommendation would be build the negatron cloak for the defensive stats, because at that point in the game there's going to be way more damage that you have to deal with, so it would be worth it for you to build the defensive stat first before you build the attack speed. Now finally, going through this item, since we've covered what it does, what stats it grants, and then the build order of how you should build this item, the last thing is what champions would be appropriate to use Wit's End with. So typically, what you want to look at is if you are a ranged ADC that uses lethal tempo or Kale, because Kale is Kale. Typically, that would be a time that you would want to build Wit's End on this champion, because it gives an on-hit effect, which lethal tempo champions usually build. It gives a ton of magic resist and a ton of attack speed, as well as movement speed for kiting around. But that heal is also huge, because even though it's 33%, it's going to compound on all the attack speed you have. So if you're kiting back and forth with somebody and you're constantly trading below half health, if you have a Wit's End, that's going to give you more of an advantage over them, because of that extra healing you're going to get below 50% health. And then finally, for melee champions, typically, although it is situational, champions that you want to build this item on would be Shen and Warwick, and then most bruisers and juggernauts. In some cases, it is situational. However, with examples like Renekton, Garen, Darius, it would be appropriate in a lot of situations, simply because of the attack speed and simply because you get that boost from 33% to 100% with healing, in terms of the fact that they're a melee champion. So all of that put together in a package for a bruiser can be huge when it comes to a mid to late game fight. So in conclusion, what we have here is we have an attack speed on hit item that grants good defensive stats, good movement speed, as well as a situational healing buff below 50% health. Really good on lethal tempo champions, in a lot of cases with bruisers again. That'll give you a lot of extra healing, as well as good defensive stats when it comes to mid to late game. Well guys, that's all I have for you today. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this, and we're going to have more item breakdowns coming soon. Well guys, as always, we'll see each other again real soon. Have a wonderful day.